Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a book chat on A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is a book chat, not a book review, so most of the video is going to contain spoilers, but if you're interested in seeing a non-spoiler review of the first one, I have one for that, I'll link it down below, and I also have a book chat that contains spoilers for the second one in case you want to see and chat about that one. Getting into this one though, I think for sure that this third one so far has been my favorite in this series. I will admit, I wasn't the biggest fan of Helene in the first two books. In the very first one, she was just a super whiny, lovesick girl. And then in book two, it might not have been her fault, but I just felt like she kept making the wrong decisions. But in this one, I think she might have been my favorite character in this one. She, of the three main perspectives for sure, I liked her the most. Also, can we just admit that her sister is the toughest, coolest character ever? I mean, first off, she's pregnant, so she's already got stuff going on with her body. She always does what's good for her sister, what's good for the people, what's good for her baby. She's just a really strong character. She's one of the strongest mother characters I've seen in a book. I just feel like she was so awesome. She handled everything like a champ. I am curious though, how many of you knew that the last piece of the star was Helene's mask? How many of you figured that out? I didn't figure that out. I felt kind of stupid for not figuring it out, but I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I thought it was gonna be her warhammer that she was given. Speaking of figuring things out, I knew that Cook was Laya's mom. I'm sure a lot of you figured that out too. It just seemed like an indication that maybe she had some kind of relationship with Laya in the second one when she kept sneaking up and talking to Helene, and at one point she tells Helene, don't mess with Laya, don't mess with Laya. Can we talk about though how much of a total B-word Laya was to her mother? She was the absolute worst in this book. I never hated Laya, but I didn't really love Laya. I feel like Laya's bravery is dependent on other people being brave. She's not ever just doing things to do it. She's always, I said this in the last book chat, she's always pointing at other people and like, no, you will help, you will help. I usually can at least get behind the fact that she's trying to do good though. I usually am thinking, well, I can root for what you're attempting to do. You're attempting to help people, you're attempting to save kids, that's all amazing and fantastic. Sometimes I don't think she thinks very far ahead. I don't think she thinks of the consequences, but I can at least appreciate that she's trying to do good. And she did have one moment where I was thinking, finally, geez, with her stupid brother, Darn. Oh my gosh, I was flipping out because Darn is the biggest baby. In the beginning, he's off sneaking around trying to be a hero and learn how to make these weapons, and then he puts his entire family in danger. And guess what? Aside from Laya, his family gets murdered. And then everybody's doing what they can to free him, to make sure that everything he worked for in the beginning anyway, learning how to make Serric steel, they try to free him. People die, and then he's like, I don't want to do it though. So I was so happy when she finally told him off, and he finally was thinking, oh yeah, you're right. I need to own up to this. I need to face the fact that people have died for me. So I was so relieved when he got told off. But Laya pretty much lost all awesome points for that moment when she tells off her mother. I marked the page because I was so mad. She finally meets up with Cook, who, by the way, has the most epic, depressing backstory ever. Cook killing her daughter and her husband so they wouldn't be tortured potentially indefinitely is such a difficult, terrible thing for her to have to do, but also extremely merciful. I mean, she's taking the guilt and the pain with her because she knows she's strong enough to not give in, and she's strong enough to not tell Karis what she wants to know, but she knows her daughter and her husband aren't. Oh, I just felt like that was an amazing backstory. It was very heart-wrenching. I felt very bad for her. And then freaking Laya. Her mom is like, we gotta go. You said yourself, like, Laya just got done scolding other people, saying, we only have 6 weeks until the grand moon, so we don't have any time. And then the mother meets up with her and is like, hey, we gotta go. I'll tell you stuff along the way. And then she says, I'm not going anywhere with you. You're not going anywhere with the woman who made the incredibly difficult decision to spare your father and your sister from indefinite torture. And then Laya's literally acting like a toddler because her mom's saying, listen to me, we gotta go, we have a mission. And Laya's like, the mission, it's even in italics, and it's just, how can you? And she throws her hands up in the air. It says, I throw up my hands and walk past her. And then it says, I'll make my own way, I don't need you. Laya has literally needed people the entire time. She could not have accomplished anything on her own throughout all 3 of these books. The only reason she gets anything done is because she can turn invisible. But if she can't turn invisible, what makes her think that she has any chance once she gets to a city that is going to be under attack. But her bratty moment gets even better because she says, the mom says, there will be plenty of time for you to scream at me on the way, and she says she welcomes it, which I'm like, you poor lady. Like, you're already filled with so much grief and guilt, and your other daughter is so dumb. And then Laya says, no, we settled this first. This is more important. No, it's not. You're getting your angry words out at your mom is not more important than the impending doom that's facing the entire world. Not only that, but later in a different chapter when they're together, it says that she expects or wants her to apologize to her for not telling her that she was her mother back when they were all slaves for Karis. And part of me's like, how do you think she's handling this whole situation? Do you really think she can just be like, by the way, I'm your mom? Because she knows that the commandant has spies all around them. She probably doesn't want to put her only living daughter in danger. Then Cook asks about Izzy, and then Laya thinks to herself, you don't deserve to know about Izzy. You don't deserve to know. And then she has this moment of reflection where she thinks, oh, well, there's a part of me who's not so cruel, so I guess I'll tell her. It's like, oh, thank goodness. I'm so happy to hear there's a sliver of yourself that's not a total jerk. And then she has the nerve to question Cook about why she remained Karis' slave for so long. She asked her, why didn't you kill her? You could have killed her. You could have played with her. And Cook's like, I tried. It didn't go so well. And then being the total hypocrite she is, like 2 pages later, when Cook tells her that she killed the mask that murdered the grandparents, and she was like, I was happy too. And then she's like, and she's all upset about it. It's like, a second ago you just were getting all over her for not killing Karis, and now you're upset when she's like, I killed the people that killed your grandparents and I was happy that there was justice. And she's like, you sometimes are a monster, geez. I'm super sorry for any of you that are big Laya fans, and I'm also really sorry for those of you who like Laya and Elias, because after all this nonsense, I was so happy when Elias rejected her. Cause Laya's the freaking worst. I don't know how she's gonna make anybody's life happier by being around them constantly, because all she does is try to sit on her mightier than thou seat all the time and tell everybody, like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. She literally doesn't take into consideration when Elias is telling her, I'm sorry, I can't be with you. I gotta take care of all the ghosts of all the dead people. So you know that battle that you just witnessed where everybody was getting possessed and fighting each other? Yeah, I gotta make sure that doesn't happen again. And then she takes her stupid little armlet that, well, it's not stupid, it was actually really nice. He made her that armlet. She takes it off. She's like, take it. I don't want this anymore. I'm gonna go shift now to Elias though, because Elias actually started off kind of super annoying at the beginning of this book, and then I thought that his story arc and his character growth was pretty cool. I was mainly annoyed with him and Laya at the beginning of the book because he made this vow, promised Sheva that he was gonna try to take her place. You know, you guys, you read it, you know how it goes. Anyway, he made this vow. It's kind of a big deal. He's gotta help the dead move on. And then he just keeps, Sheva's telling him, hey, I kind of need you to take all this seriously. It's kind of important. And he's like, but Laya. Laya was obnoxious too because she was like, that Sheva's probably making him try to stick to his vow, but I want him around. I'm just glad that by the end of the book, he finally realizes he might be slightly not himself, right? The moth magic is, I think, affecting him for sure. But regardless, I was happy to see by the end of the book that he realizes it's a pretty significant vow that he made. He really needs to take care of all those ghosts. And I didn't not want Laya and Elias to be together originally. I didn't hate them. I don't love them, but they're all right. I'm not like, oh, why can't they just be together, these poor souls? But Helene and Harper, that's a kind of messed up relationship originally and how it starts, but they're more of a slow burn. That's more of my kind of romance in a fantasy book. It's not at the forefront, but it's hinted at every now and then in their interactions. So yeah, them together, way more than Elias and Laya. That's it though for this book chat. I know I ranted super long about Laya, but I really did I liked this third book. This book had a lot of really great moments, had a lot of emotional moments, had some good reveals in it. Let me know your thoughts on this series. Let me know your thoughts on this book. Let me know your predictions for the next books. But anyway, happy reading all of you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.